This was kind of linked to us English loving a fight with the French during the 100 Years' War, and as such, any form of money was always worthwhile grabbing by the king. At some point along the way, the hospital would lose its original name, being called Bethlem, which was pretty much a bastardisation of Bethlehem, and is all too common in the English language where words mould into something new over time. Anyways, I'll fast forward a little bit through history and to 1403, with the hospital's first officially recognised mental health patients. A charity commissioner noted on a visit of 6 male inmates who were menti capti, roughly translated from Latin to English as caught in the mind. I don't know about you, but this to me sounds like someone who has become withdrawn. Obviously this is open to interpretation, but because of the hospital's future purpose, it is possible that these 6 men were the first mental health patients at Bethlem. Interestingly, some of the other items recorded at the visit, which also points to at least the hospital's need of restraint of an individual, were 4 pairs of manacles, chains, 6 locks, and 2 pairs of stocks. By now, the hospital site was a single-storey building covering just 2 acres. In the centre of the courtyard was a chapel, and the hospital had 12 cells for patients, a kitchen, staff accommodation, and an exercise yard. But sadly, there wasn't much in the form of treatment for the hospital's, as they were called, inmates. Due to the religious links, there was lots of Bible reading and looking for the sin that caused the condition. It was thought that corporal punishment could cure some conditions, while isolation was thought to help a person come to their senses. Okay, I'm going to fast forward a little more again here to one of the hospital's notable keeper physicians in 1619, because this is the first hint that the attitude was starting to form that the mentally ill needed specialist care. Hilkiah Crook was appointed under the encouragement of James VI and First. He was a specialist of sorts and much more qualified than his predecessors, who were largely skilled in anything but medicine, with one being a cloth maker before his 19-year tenure as a keeper of physicians. But Crook was different. He had a couple of years earlier released a hugely successful book, Microcosmographia, which looked at the human body, with some rather graphic imagery. But although on the face of it looking like a step in the right direction, much like his book, which has subsequently been thought of largely being plagiarised from other sources, quickly accusations of corruption landed at Crook's feet, and in 1632 an inquiry was held which, against others, had him investigated for failing to feed the patients. You see, a job like Crook's was largely seen as a cash cow to extort the patients and the wider public, leading to many keepers being accused of corruption. The location of the hospital was over a sewer, which led to Bethlem being seen as a dirty place, as this sewer was regularly known for overflowing into the courtyard. The hospital became widely seen as a place of pain, with contemporary descriptions of the noises that emanated from Bethlem as cryings, screechings, roarings, brawlings, shaking of chains, swearings, frettings and chafings. Just 2 years after Crook's inquiry and the hangover that it caused, the hospital would be moved to a more modern management structure. The hospital took on a 3-level medical regime made up of a non-resident physician, a visiting surgeon and an apothecary. But although taking a more modern approach, the hospital, in its original form outside of Bishopsgate, was drawing to an end, and it would mark the first of its many changes of venue.